Hello everyone, I hope everybody is well. It's been a little while since I've done one of these. It's been a few months in fact since it's just been sort of a general update, and that's what I thought I'd do. I've got a number of videos that I'm putting together in a minute. I've got some battle reports I'm editing, got more campaign videos that I'm editing, but I had some stuff arrive and there's some things I've been working on, so I thought I'd do a bit of a summer update as it were. So the first thing that's turned up, which I'm quite excited about, which will get us showing in some battle reports, is this. It's a box. A lot of people ask me in my battle reports where do I get my terrain from. I get them from, well, not all of it, but I get some of it from Last Valley, and I put an order in, and he's made some stuff up for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the camera. I'm going to have to put it on wide for this, I think, and I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so this should work. Right, so to kick things off, saw he had these on here on his site. Now, if you go and have a look at it, you basically have to order. You go into his Facebook page and you can scroll through and you can see examples of all the stuff he's done, and then you can just put an order in through Messenger, and he'll come back with a quote. But this is a brushwood fencing, basically garden patch, vegetable patch. I thought this would look quite good in a medieval village or in a Napoleonic game if you've got the farm nearby, so it's quite a bit of character. So I like that. So pop that there. Okay, next one's a biggie. God, it comes in two parts. Oh, right. So there's part one. Basically, it's a large field, but a large ploughed field with. And I asked him to put a pond in the corner. If you have a look at, go and have a look at a lot of fields, you'll find that there's a lot of ponds in corners, and that's because those were borrow pits where the locals would come in and dig out clay or topsoil or whatever, and then they get filled in and just used as ponds. So that's one half, and here is the second half. Let me see if I can actually put the two of these side by side. Good job I've got a wide angle lens on this, isn't it? There we go. Top stuff. Really pleased with that. That'll look really nice, I think, especially if it's got, hang on a second, I've just reached for the closest unit I can find, these English Civil War guys there, so give you an idea of the size of the thing. And then it's got this really nice sort of entranceway here. He's put the pond in, so that'll look really cool. I mean, that's going to take up a big position on the battlefield and just fill it, and it's potentially an objective to capture. So I'm really pleased with that. As you can see as well, on this one, got this lovely sort of covered entranceway, and all of these basically match up to the roads as well that I have. So the roads I get from him as well. So I'm very chuffed with that. That is very nice. So there we have that field. Now I need to find somewhere to put this. Hang on a second, let me turn. What else have we got? I've got a couple of rice paddies for Test of Honor, or just any game set in the Pacific or in the sort of the Far East. I thought those would be quite funky. So they're pretty big, they're fairly straightforward, but again, just a nice feature to have on the battlefield. Everyone knows I've got rivers, so I've just got another river section from him to add in, and then finally some of these earthworks as well, which are very cool, so we can add in. So I've got a straight here and right angle corner, and then these are going to be usable for so many. These will be usable in the Wars of the Roses, these will be usable for Napoleonic battles, and just representing defended positions. So these will be in some battle reports soon, no doubt. And I've got some more stuff coming from him as well, and I just like, now I'm at the stage in my gaming where I can actually put out lots of different battlefields. I can, I like to change things up, and I want to have lots of different types of scenery, not just necessarily buildings. So we can fight something rural through lots of different fields with no buildings there, or you can fight something more built up, like the last Wars of the Roses game we did, where we had the river and the bridge and the village. So yeah, so on the terrain front, that's what I've been working on. So these are from Last Valley, or the Last Valley terrain. Check him out on Facebook. It's a guy called Andy. He's always really good at getting back to you. He hand makes all this. He doesn't necessarily have it all in stock, so he'll give you a quote for the order, and then you just sit back and wait for it to be delivered. But he's often got sales on. You'll see he's often doing things like 20% off or free delivery. move on to what I've been doing next. So I now have to just tidy all the scenery away and I'll get the other stuff out. Right, so if anyone here watches the Plastic Crack podcast, then you might have seen that I was perusing the internet about a month ago, and I just happened to see on the Troll Trader that this was on sale for 30 quid, which I thought was a bargain really, and I couldn't resist. So I picked it up. So Kings of War, 3rd edition starter set, comes with a rule book, 2 armies of Northern Alliance and Night Stalkers. So these are not the wildlings from Game of Thrones. And yeah, full rulebook and that. So for 30 quid, I thought you can't really complain. So I thought I'd give it a punt. And my knowledge of Kings of War, it wasn't that great, but I've sort of been looking into it a little bit now. I'll just show you to start with some of the figures that I've done for. So these are some of the Northern Alliance figures, and these have been good fun to paint, and I'm playing around with the contrast paints, just trying to do a nice simple scheme, nothing too audacious, just something to get them done nice and quickly to a decent standard. Where's my unit leader? There he is. I'm quite chuffed with this fella here. All the one eye. So yeah, lots of fun to paint. Now, one of the other reasons that I wanted to look at this is I understand that you know, you could use your old Warhammer armies, and I've got a couple that were gathering dust, and I was thinking of selling them, but after watching some battle reports online, this game system started to intrigue me quite a lot, mainly because it doesn't use figure removal. It's another game a bit like Black Powder, and sort of mark up the casualties and eventually take a break test and the whole unit goes. So anyway, this is the full rulebook. I'm not going to do like a review of it or anything, because I'm sure plenty of people have seen it, but there's already about like 12 armies in here, or 12 different races. And then there's another book, which is this book, Uncharted Empires, which kind of fills in for a lot of the races and the stuff that was kind of done away with when Warhammer changed to Age of Sigmar. And I had a Warhammer Empire army, and these guys handily do Kingdoms of Men, which includes spearmen, foot guards, militias, fanatics, crossbows that you can upgrade to have handguns, and they can have giants and things. So I'm really pleased. I'm quite intrigued, because I have an army ready to go. I splashed out and picked up the I say splashed out, I think these cost about 4 quid, just magic cards and spell cards, magic item cards and spell cards for us to use in our armies. Oh, that's just a little quick start guide that you get in that box. So yeah, not too bad. So I basically went and dug out my old Empire army. Now where is it? I'm gonna grab this quickly. I made this in 2008. You guys are gonna hate this, because I didn't store this very well. Look, there we go. It's just in a box with some tissue paper. That's how much I didn't care about my miniatures when I finished this army. So I've got quite a bit in here now. I've already rebased some, but I've got old great swords. It's my converted Empire General. I think I painted these nearly a decade ago, or a little bit even longer ago, and I now can paint in a completely different way. But yeah, anyway, there's my my Empire General, so he'll be getting a bit of love. And I converted the knights, which normally had lances. I converted my units of knights to be carrying double-handed swords, because I think they're going to do more damage to the horse. But it was a bit of fun. Battle standard bearer. God, anyway, quite a lot, and of course, he doesn't like a cannon. There we go. Obviously, this one's not been looked after, because at that time I thought verdigris. I'll chuck verdigris on everything. So I've got these, and I've been slowly rebasing them onto these. So these are the size bases that I'm using, and basically this is a regiment base for the type of, well, because I'm using humans, so that's a regiment base. That is a cavalry regiment base. This is a horde base for infantry. And yeah, I've just basically been sort of divvying them up. Now, the cool thing with Kings of War is that you have a thing called, you can put it in, say, you know, put 20 men in a regiment if you want. That's how many it says are in the regiment. Or you can just basically put them on the base, multi-base it, and there's a thing called PMC, or Preferred Model Count. And as long as you get somewhere close to that number, then you're good, basically, and it represents that unit, as long as your opponent can tell what you're trying to represent. There's a few I've done. So here is a troop of handgunners. So this is the base that they sit on. Which is, oh, I can't remember how much. This is 10 by, so that's 100 mil by 40. So that's it. That's one unit. And then I've had some fun with the others. So here are, so I had, basically I used to have 22 or 24 swordsmen, and I've taken those and I've made those into 2 regiments. Basically. Now the preferred model count for a regiment is 15, but if you want to do something scenic with the base, you're not going to get 15 on there. So I'm just going to bring the camera down so we can have a bit of a closer look. Right, so here they are. So basically what I do, and I've got a base that I've prepared here, I can show you. I set the base up and I put on my ground covers, I put on some rocks and just paint those up, and basically paint it as if there's going to be no models on it, if that makes sense. And in some ways they actually end up looking quite nice, so it's a shame sometimes to put the model on them. And then I just kind of fit the models in and where I want them. So here's my first regiment of swordsmen. So I wanted to have this rock here and a gabion. So that's a plastic gabion from Renedra. Got another one here. Got to get those in a pack of sprue, and they're very good for decorating bases or creating generic scenery. And I just wanted to create basically a massive Ming going forward. So you've got the little powder monkey down there, and then here is the other unit. So broken fence again from Renedra. And then what I wanted to do was actually build it in such a way that these two can actually be placed together, forming a horde. So 2 regiments effectively make a horde in this, and I thought that looks particularly horde-like a massive men rushing forwards. So great fun. I'm really enjoying it. I haven't I've got a bit stalled at the moment because this has been busy, but I'm hoping this weekend I'm going to get a whole bunch more of these bases cracked out. So potentially, yeah, there might be some Kings of War on the channel. I've played 1 game of it so far, and it was really fun. It was over really quickly. I think it was about an hour, and yeah, something I'm enjoying. Basically, I'm going to do it in the background, and again, just recycling or upcycling old models, and I can bring them in using techniques now. So these models are, I've touched up various parts, but mostly it's the flesh I've touched up, but everything else has stayed the same. Anyway, so just a quick update on the fantasy stuff, and now I want to share with you some really cool things. So a few weeks ago, I was lucky enough to have a visit from a fellow wargamer and YouTuber and just all-around awesome guy, and I'm talking about Sean Bryant, who very graciously came round, and we had a great catch up. It was really nice because I've been interacting with him a little bit on the comments and in the Facebook groups, a bit like I do with with quite a lot of people, and it was just really nice. He popped round. We had a cup of tea. I think we was around here for, I don't know, probably nearly a couple of hours, and we just sat down, cup of tea, had a good chat, talked about gaming, talked about a bit of life, I suppose, as well, history, sort of what he's into, what I'm into, and he very kindly bought me a whole stash of models, but more importantly, he very kindly gave me a couple of pictures that he'd heard that I've been after through some conversations we had on the plastic crack, and I'll just cut away and show them here. And what you can see is these paintings by Chris Collingwood, and these prints are lovely, and effectively they were done for the Waterloo commemorations, and they show one point of the battle but from both perspectives. So at the top here you can see the struggle for Hougoumont from the French assault, and underneath it we have the British Guards' defence of that. But if you have a look, you can see that the colonel, the French colonel here, is the same colonel that's down here. The guy who's taken a shot to the chest is the same guy. So it's just one snapshot, and they're absolutely fantastic. So Sean, mate, thank you very, very much. He didn't stop there. He's given me some other cool things for the various projects I've done. We talked about these on the Plastic Crack podcast, but these teddy bears. So we had Napoleon. Basically, it's Napoleon. I can't remember what he called him now. I think it was in Napoleon Bear apart. I can't remember. And there's a Grenadier there, and they used to sell these for people to take home. So why not get something for the wife or for your friend or your daughter or whatever to paint up. So these are for Hayley to paint. So she's told me she's going to paint them. I don't know where to start here. He has kindly given me some English Civil War stuff, which is fantastic because I was so close to running out. So more troops for the English Civil War. And these are from... I don't know which ones these are now. These First Corps. And they are... Oh, there we go. Of course, it's blurred out. Really nice. Really nice stuff. So musketeers and pikemen. So thank you, Sean, for that. That's going to be might be Northamptonshire's unit. And he found some cobblestone casting stuff. Wars of the Roses. How cool are these? Nice retro. And also included these guys. Giant handgun. The fuse being lit by this guy here. They're going to be finding their way onto some bases very, very soon. So Sean, thank you very, very much, buddy. Guys, he's got a YouTube channel as well. It's called Metal Mercenaries. Go check it out. There'll be a link in the description below. He's a lovely guy. He does some great painting chats on there. And he's also a commission painter. So if you're looking for someone to paint your army, just go and have a look at the figures. They're fantastic. And I've just got so much stuff now to be working on. But that's not all that's been going on. Of course, I've been still cracking on with my Wars of the Roses. And hang on, if I just... There we go, some of them did. But yeah, there's more bowmen, more billmen on the go. I'll be doing complete separate updates for the Wars of the Roses because that's just the ongoing Kingmakers project. And then I thought I'd finish off with something else a bit fantasy. Now, I'm not 100% sure what these things are entirely. Now, obviously, I know they're from Age of Sigmar and they are the Stormcast Eternals, but I got these off the front of those magazines that came out, Mortal Realms, because they were cheap, but it was just something a bit different to paint. Now, I know I showed these off on the channel before, I think about a year ago, and I've done them basically as living statues. Very straightforward paint scheme to do, but quite effective, I think. So it's just 3 colours for the stone, and then the highlights and glow effect, object source lighting on certain points in the armour and the eyes, and then just basing. But I have had quite a lot of fun painting these, I've got to say. There's some kind of sorcerer. I feel in a way that I'm almost butchering the idea of what he's meant to be, because there is obviously sort of quite a lot of nice detail on these, and I'm not painting them at all. I'm just basically, whipping through it and getting it done as quick as I can. But I'm pleased with the result, and I'm particularly pleased with this thing. I have no idea what these do in the game. I don't even know what I'm going to use these for. Maybe I'll use these for Kings of War or for Oathmark. More likely I'll probably use them in my role-playing games and stuff like that, but I'm very, very pleased. I'm very pleased with this thing. I can't even remember what it's called. I'm sure someone will tell me. I don't know, or maybe these just might make their way onto to eBay. Maybe I'll just flog them. I don't know. It was just something very nice, different to paint, different speed. When you've been mass painting lots and lots of line infantry, lots of tabards and things, it was just nice to kind of cut back a bit and just do something a bit off the wall. But I am chuffed with these. Anyway, guys, it was just a quick one. I wanted to do an update, just show you some of the other things I've been working on that I don't necessarily get time to share. Yeah, let me know how you guys are. Like I say, there'll be a battle report. I've got a Black Powder battle report, which should be out in the next few days. I've got painting videos for the English Civil War. Then we have another battle report. We've got what's it called? Test of Honor, the continuation of the Test of Honor campaign against Hayley, and of course the big one, which is the continuation of our Wars of the Roses campaign. So Anyway, I hope you guys are all staying well. If you like the video, give it a like, and I hope you guys stay safe, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Cheers.